Imagine walking into a garden so breathtaking, so lush and full of life, that you momentarily forget the world outside. This isn't just any backyard, it's a living work of art, cultivated with passion, shaped by love, and crafted over the course of 14 incredible years. As you approach the garden's entrance, your breath catches. You can already tell you're about to experience something magical. From the very first step, it's like stepping into a fairy tale. This garden belongs to Peggy, a woman whose heart clearly lives in every corner of this oasis. What started with just a pond in 2005 has blossomed into a multi-layered wonderland, complete with waterfalls, island beds, sculptural surprises, and winding stone pathways that whisper, "Come closer." There's more to see. Every turn reveals something unexpected, a hidden sculpture, a quiet table perfect for happy hour, or a drift of plants so perfectly coordinated in texture and color that you wonder if nature planned it herself. From the moment you set foot inside, your senses are overwhelmed. The vivid greens of hostas, the delicate pinks and whites of hydrangeas, the soft whispers of Japanese maples swaying in the breeze, each detail crafted with care. Peggy walks us through her sanctuary, and it's impossible not to feel a surge of inspiration. The garden is not just beautiful. It's soulful. The pond, the heartbeat of this garden, was the starting point. Boulders, some so large they required dump trucks and backhoes to place, lended a majestic permanence. Moss grows over the stones, echoing a sense of timelessness. A Japanese maple shades the area gracefully, its history rooted in resilience. The original was lost to a harsh winter, but a second one now flourishes, a silent tribute to persistence. Wandering further, you discover a pondless waterfall, a brilliant suggestion from Peggy's husband, Brian. It's not connected to the main pond, yet it harmonizes with the surroundings like an echo of flowing water. And just when you think you've seen it all, another path opens up, revealing new textures, drifts of ferns, carpets of hayconocloa grass, bursts of color from impatiens and spiderwort, and quirky volunteers like rue and redbuds that have claimed their places in this ecosystem. What makes this garden so uniquely moving is its layered intimacy. It doesn't feel curated, it feels lived in. You can imagine Peggy and her husband sharing stories over wine under the oaks, or enjoying a quiet cup of coffee on one of the many benches that overlook cascading waterfalls. You sense the hours spent tending, experimenting, and occasionally surrendering to what nature decides to do. Peggy shares anecdotes that give the space personality. Volunteers like Jack in the pulpit and Joe Pyeweed show up uninvited, yet stay because they belong. Her helper, Pablo, tends the garden 3 days a week, and his pride in the space is palpable. It's more than maintenance, it's a co-creation. And it's not just humans who thrive here. Chipmunks dart playfully between plants, birds gather near feeders, and the occasional deer is thwarted by an almost invisible 7-foot fence that keeps this sanctuary safe. Every section tells a story. The back garden is filled with ferns relocated from other areas. Sculptures from Santa Fe sit nestled among foliage, pointing to Peggy's travels and memories. There are hostas from friends, plants rescued from storms, and even entire garden beds that once served as sun traps but are now shaded havens due to the natural evolution of surrounding trees. One of the most emotionally resonant moments comes when Peggy shares that some visitors have asked to have their ashes scattered in her garden. It speaks to how deeply people connect with the space. It isn't just pretty. It touches something within you. It feels sacred. Paths curve naturally, guided by intuition and lived experience more than formal design. Logs from fallen trees line walkways. Garden islands have emerged from necessity and whimsy alike, spots where sun finally reached, or a tree once stood, now host lush communities of daylilies, Empress Wu hostas, and Rosa Sharon. Color is used masterfully. There are vibrant moments, like purple asters and golden sunflowers, balanced by soothing greens and textural depth. Even in the shade, the garden shines with elegance, proving that bright sunlight isn't a requirement for beauty. But what truly captivates is Peggy's willingness to let nature have a say. Many of the garden's most charming elements were never planned. Volunteers thrive where they will. Plantings shift over the years. The garden is alive, not static. It's a lesson in surrender, resilience, and joy. And it doesn't end with a flora. There are fire pits for evening gatherings, sculptures that evoke curiosity and laughter, and little surprises like drilled bird baths converted into planters. Everywhere you look, there's a sense of playfulness, creativity, and a celebration of life's small wonders. As the tour ends, it's hard not to feel changed. This garden stays with you. It inspires action. You want to go home, grab a spade, and plant something, anything. Not to replicate what Peggy has created, because that's impossible. But to begin. To nurture a corner of beauty, however small, and let it grow. Peggy's garden is more than a collection of plants. It's a story of transformation, a space where intention meets accident, and where love for nature turns into a living legacy. It reminds us that gardens are not static masterpieces, they evolve, much like the people who tend them. And perhaps, that's what makes them so deeply powerful. So thank you, Peggy, for sharing this space. Thank you for reminding us what's possible when you give your heart to the soil and your trust to